Hey guys, welcome
what's
back. Anyway, as you guys know, we just released our Flat Earth to the Edge and Back mockumentary. To our surprise, guys, it is actually the #1 most critically acclaimed movie in the world. It's really making hella waves on the internet, and we wanted to make this video as sort of a tell-all, along with 8 minutes of the funniest bloopers you'll ever see in your life. Because there's a lot of stuff that went down behind the scenes that you guys did not see, and that like stories we probably shouldn't say on the internet, but we're going to anyways. About how we infiltrated the Flat Earth community.
Pretty weird place.
Pretty devious way. I gotta say, the Flat Earth community is not happy. So this video is for fans, low gangsters, filmmakers, pretty much anyone who wants to know how we made this documentary, how we infiltrated the Flat Earth community to the core, and honestly, fucking trolled the entire internet. So yeah, we're gonna answer some of your questions. It's gonna be kind of long. There's a lot going on. I turned 24 on Monday. April Fool's Day, my birthday's coming up. We are doing a retro yellow and black new Maverick hoodie drop. Fucking fire, dude, not gonna lie. So be ready for that. I think we should just go right into it. So enjoy the outtakes and bloopers from Flat Earth to the Edge and Back.
3, 2, 1.
I'm not messing with you. I'm not messing with you. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. No, I don't think the Earth is flat. I fucking know it is. Fucking know it is.
My name is Logan Paul. My name is Logan Paul. My name is Logan Paul.
Dude. My bad.
Dogs have tongues that are fully inside their mouths, in most cases.
I haven't seen it yet. I did not expect that, bro. He was gone. Stardust. Yo, I'm actually crying.
For me, right, a relationship is about it's a thing about.
Hold on, let me stop you right there for a second. Sorry. NASA, for example, right? They you broke. You broke.
So funny when you just go
just like fuck the whole
NASA.
vibe.
Yeah, bro.
Hi.
My one friend, Pete. Good old flat-footed Pete.
He lost his balance. It was his flat feet.
Smash! The human-sized penguin. One of the leading theories to support it. There were signs everywhere, like do not pass, do not go, like do not pass go. You know, do not pass go. You're now in jail. It just sounds like
I've done experiments and scientific research. I'll prove it to you guys right now.
I've done experiments and scientific research, and I can prove it to you guys right now. It seems rushed to me.
I've done experiments and scientific research, so.
Still saying it the exact same way.
Well, I've done experiments and scientific research. And I can prove it to you guys right now. And I can prove it to you guys right now. And I can prove it to you guys right now.
I lost my best friend that day. And my youth. I can't look at Sensor like dead seriously.
Yo, you're gonna get an Oscar. My image, my reputation, I fell in love with the Flat Earth girl. Sorry.
There was so much spit. And it was so white and it went right in my eye. I don't even know how to say this right now, bro. But you have so much spit in your hair on your chin right now, bro. It's disgusting, dude. I can't even look at you. It's fucking gross.
Get flatter. Get flatter.
The last thing that Mike said he remembers of his friend was,
That's it?
yeah. This is so funny.
How are we gonna kiss down here?
The earth is flat. The earth is flat. People around the globe know the earth is flat.
I'm not a flat earther, dude. Bro, I want to
Go again.
Like, I don't know, I feel so stupid. My head was in the sand earlier and high. The clues are right in front of me, and I can't believe this whole time I've been like a fucking peasant with my head in the sand. It's this guy again.
Fucking asshole! Get a fucking muffin!
John E's Tire Exchange?
Suck my fucking day. You fucking kidding me, bro?
A fucking concrete truck? What a chances!
Oh my god,
a traffic jam! A traffic motherfucking jam!
No, we got it.
Fuck! Is that a tank? Is that what that is? Is that a tank?
Can you drive over here?
Makes so much sense now, Mike. Everything is it's all a lie. I can't believe I've been living in the fucking suck dick.
You layer on that Australia, you were murdering it before. Now it's so light you can't even tell.
Oh, dingo, I'm a Gravity. How come scientists can't explain it, right? The moon emits its own light. I guess Casey's really rubbing off on me.
Sorry. We've heard it so many times.
Yo, can we just get the scene done, please?
Bro, I'm not a flat earth. Fucking motherfucker, fuck you! What could possibly be happening in that area? Pam, is there anything else we can do at this point besides go to the same parking lot we've been to a million times? I'm sick of this shit, Pam. Literally with you, Pam. It's green box storage and chicken focaccia every Friday. Like, let's do something different. We gotta switch things up or we're getting a divorce. I hate you. Fuck you, Pam, you stupid bitch. I don't wanna go back to that fucking parking lot again.
Oh no.
You knew about this. Just switched over on.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, man. That's cool. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy. Okay, the tell-all. How do we do this? How do we trick the entire internet and the flat earthers? And what was the process behind it? Where do we even start?
I would definitely say that Logan Paul movie, and that's another thing that he outright lied about, was the fact that he was going to be doing a documentary. That was a movie with acting, full-on acting. The entire thing was scripted.
He's right. It was scripted. 5 pages, actually. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. There was a lot of thought that went into this. And when you guys asked this question, Mohammed said, how did you get the idea to make this masterpiece? One day I was watching, I got sucked into like the YouTube like conspiracy rabbit hole, as like we all do. And I was fascinated, this group of people called the Flat Earthers that actually think the earth is flat, and I heard about this a while ago, and I actually like referenced it in one of my vlogs. Yo, if you think the earth is flat, you seriously, you think the earth is flat? Yo, let me give you a little science lesson, Spencer. All right, the earth is round. And then I heard about this Flat Earth International Conference where like all these people, these crazy people gather in one spot, and I knew it was an opportunity for golden content. So the first thing I did was buy tickets and then sent Mike an email.
I was just about to move here. I got an email that said, congratulations, you're going to the Flat Earth International Conference.
Oh, that's, I didn't even tell you.
I had no idea. And then you called me and you were like, hey, you ready for your first acting gig, guy? And I had no idea what was going on. And it was literally like the first project that we worked on.
A lot of people wanted to know how, like, you were good, bro, for your first acting gig ever. Where does that come from?
I don't even know, dude. I think right after we talked, I started working on that story.
Oh my God, that's right. Came up with the story about his dad being a contractor for Antarctica. I think that was your idea.
Yeah.
And then you would say, like, people would come over and you would tell them about your dad and Pete, rest in peace.
I really truly believed what the storyline was, and I think Mike, his best friend, really helped play it along.
That's because Mike lost a friend. All right, Pete didn't die.
Pete's not even a real person. Pete never existed. I don't even know where like the like inspiration came for him.
The flat feet you improvised.
That was on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, because like I was trying to think of like how someone could fall over the side. Because by the way, I have really flat feet. Yeah, they're like big paddles with bunions and they're just flat.
That scene was so hard to film.
I mean, they saw it in the bloopers.
That was tough.
Broke 1,000 times. And I practiced it so many times in front of so many people. And then once we all sat in here like we are right now, was in this exact room.
Yeah.
Like, I just couldn't hold it together.
I was worried that at the end of the doc, when Mike flipped and said spoiler alert, that he was not a flat earther, that people wouldn't believe that. That people would think that was the joke. So we overacted it with the little underlying hint that like you're fucking around with everyone.
I think once people heard Pete go over the side, that they like the majority of people right there were like, yo, there's absolutely no fucking way this is true, bro.
Logan Paul was punking everyone at Flat Earthers' expense. This was a great big punk on the entire internet because everyone was falling for this. That, oh my goodness, he's becoming a flat earther.
This is my favorite part about this documentary. Like, part of the reason I made it, it sounds bad, it was kind of like a fuck you in a way. Everyone in today's society is so quick to hop on the train, whichever way it's going, especially if the train involves hating Logan Paul. That's like a fun thing to do nowadays. So this was my way of tricking every single person who wanted to hate me. We did dupe the internet. I got duped too. Seriously, I did. By the real Logan Paul. He's over there. Gotcha, dumbass. I even got comments, a lot of these actually. I feel like you finesse YouTube, and I have much more respect for you now. Like, you guys saw at the end of the doc, so many people, Logan Paul's an idiot, he's a flat earther. Actually, even like, it was so hard to stay in flat earth character for so long. Like, I was just getting railed
By everyone.
for being a flat earther. This part's interesting. The Flat Earth Society tweeted at me. This went like viral on Reddit. Disdained me and refused to acknowledge me as part of the society. But the Flat Earth Society, what the real flat earthers called, we found this out, controlled opposition.
Right.
The Flat Earth Society aren't even the real flat earthers. But now I'm sucked into this like weird spot where, do I try to explain to like the real world that the Flat Earth Society is separate from the real flat earthers and even be involved with these people anymore? Like, I don't know, it was so confusing.
It was like you got uninvited to a party that you didn't want to be at.
Yes,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yes.
Like they were just like,
Yes.
I don't want to be part of your fucking group.
I want to talk about the backlash we're getting. It's minor. The backlash I thought I was gonna get was the media coming out and saying Logan Paul is perpetuating ignorance by even spreading this fable that the earth is indeed shaped like a pancake floating through space. Thank God that did not happen. The backlash that we are getting, you tricked the flat earthers, you know, you lied to their face. Why did you do that? How do you feel about that? Like, the doc was awesome, but you high-key lied, used and took advantage of those people, and they genuinely trusted you. Love the doc though. Thanks, dude. My logic was this. If they're willing to lie to themselves and lie to the world, try and perpetuate this movement of idiocracy, I was willing to lie to them about something that I really, really don't believe in. Like, here's me coming clean. I really dislike this movement. Not to toot my own horn, you guys may know I got a full academic ride to college for engineering. I got a 5 on my AP physics test. Science, biology, facts, I guess you could say, is kind of my thing. And math too. Like, I was a geek in high school, but I promised myself that I was gonna go to the conference with an open mind. As much as, and you too, remember when I told you that you were gonna become a flat earther? You were like, no!
I was worried. None of these people were like mean in any way. Like, they never at any point were like rude to us. They were all really nice people. And to be honest with you, like, coming out of it, I've made a couple comments too that like I actually did. There were times where I actually started to feel kind of bad about the situation. There's just like a part of me that like just didn't feel great about it. But at the same time, like, they are like perpetuating a lie to like not only other people but also like kids.
I can't fully wrap my head around it, and I was willing to stand behind my actions for the satire that we created to hopefully spread the truth about how, like, honestly, really fucking stupid this movement is. And to be honest, I don't even want to call it a movement. I don't think it's a movement. I think it's a group of like-minded people who simply refuse education and refuse to believe the truth. The Flat Earth Gathering is a thing because a lot of the stuff they say, like, does make sense. Because what they do is they cherry pick, they work backwards, not trying to prove that the earth is flat, instead trying to disprove that the earth is round. And they cherry pick the facts that they want you to see to get to point B while skipping point A.
They are so tied into this belief that the earth is flat. No one in this massive group is willing to actually go prove it, right? Like, they're like, oh, we can't go to Antarctica because there's this rogue NASA force that will stop us at the border, so we can't go there to prove that there's this ice shelf. But if you've devoted your, like, this Robbie Davidson has devoted his entire life to it,
like, go!
Like, go there.
Someone do
Go
someone
there with a camera.
Be the patriot.
With a hidden camera.
Yeah.
And show us that you've been stopped by this rogue force of government, you know, that won't let you pass.
Here's why it gets tricky. Like, these flat earth believers, it's bigger than just them believing in the flat earth. They don't believe in anything. They question everything.
But this is the first movie, all scripted, all acted from start to finish. The entire thing was a comedy.
That's what I'm saying. That's proof. Robbie we wrote him in. He's our protagonist. The way it works is there's a few of them can speak well and articulate and do have like a really high functioning level of intelligence, and they're the ones that are the speakers. For example, this guy Rick Hummer, he was the master of ceremonies. He introduced all the guests and sort of ran the show. The dude, like many of the flat earthers, is just out of touch. We were in the parking lot talking with Robbie and Rick, and the dude throws out.
Yeah. And he's such a bag because he went from the Cubs to the Reds like that.
So I'm gonna reiterate. The dude said a no-no. When I heard it, I was like, whoa. And I'm like, you don't see the cameras in your face? You can't really, the dude's not gonna get canceled. The flat earthers don't care. I don't know what I'm saying.
Percentage.
This wasn't like a hit piece per se. I just wanted to show how ridiculous all of this was. Quite honestly, just crafting a story around them. They did the work for us, and that's why it worked so well. Why do you think flat earthers are flat earthers? And is there going back? Say they changed their mind.
From a flat earther back to a round earther?
Say they changed
I'm sure. Like, they're just like a movement of people that do what they do to kind of like feel like they belong to something, like a club. You know?
That was the conclusion I reached.
Yeah, like just like anything like that, anti-vaxxers, like there's just a whole bunch of different movements of people that I feel like they are able to like come together. It's almost like not in the same, vein obviously, but like a comic book club, Dungeons and Dragons, like people coming together. Obviously this is much different than those, but for some common purpose. And like they've been probably cast out by reality, social anxieties they have, or like social like the ineptness they have, and they come together and they feel like they belong to something together.
More so, if they were to leave, like if Robbie Davidson all of a sudden, if the Earth was proven for the millionth time tomorrow to like be round, Robbie Davidson is no longer the CEO of this non-existent movement. Like, what does he do? What do all the speakers do? What do they all do? At this point, they're locked in. Like, stick with your guns, roll with it. You're making money selling $200 tickets, by the way, to a Flat Earth conference. Like, go for it. I read this quote today. Actually, I have this book upstairs. I'm reading this book. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And this was crazy. I came across this today on the plane. Some authorities declare that people may actually go insane in order to find, in the dreamland of insanity, the feeling of importance that has been denied them in the harsh world of reality. How fucking pertinent is that? They think this thing, people call them crazy, and the only safe spot is around the other crazy people.
Yeah.
The only thing, however, that they didn't fall through with was coming to the mixer.
Yeah, the VIP part.
And Danny, his assistant, apologized profusely, said Logan had some other plans.
I did not have other plans.
No.
We had to get the fuck out of that place. The conference was attached to the hotel. So even when we went up to our rooms, we were surrounded.
We had to like
flat
live
earthers
with the people. But there was always times where like they started to seem like they might be catching on to us.
Because like, the second day, one of the lead speakers,
that was the biggest thing.
His name is Mark Sargent. Yeah. He was in the Behind the Curve Netflix documentary, which by the way, if you haven't seen that, it's incredible. It pretty much sums up everything we're saying. Yeah. He was onto us. He found out that I was there, and he went on a podcast, and he's like, Logan Paul is a troll. He's messing with us. I can't be around.
He didn't come. He was one of the main speakers.
And he left.
He backed out.
He backed out, yeah.
That led us into the third day when that happened, like the last day. And that's when people started to look at us like we didn't belong there. Yeah. And as soon as that started to happen, like I felt like, yo, we're in enemy territory. We have to get out of here. Yeah. Like it was getting bad. Like people were starting to like say things to us.
Yeah, I was getting like shit talked and everything. Yeah. So we dipped. We didn't stay for the dinner. We actually moved hotels. We went to downtown Denver to a hotel there. Should we tell that story?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the whole documentary was made in like 3 or 4 days. It was so quick.
It was filmed in 3 or 4 days.
But there was so much thought that went into it, and I was so stressed. I mean, we all were. I'm so stressed out right now. I'm overwhelmed, and I'm scared. I'm scared for my life. Remember the clerks, bro? They were flat earthers.
Yeah.
At the new hotel.
At the new hotel.
You couldn't escape them.
Because at that point we were asking everyone in the city, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's flat.
And she was like, I think it's flat. And we were like, yo, there's no way. And then we went to that bar. We went to the restaurant, and he kept watching videos of like flat Earth.
Adamantly focused on this video.
And he was sweating. Like I looked over at him, he was just completely like drenched in sweat, and I was like, yo man, like are you all right? He was like, I think I'm gonna go back to the room. And he stood up and he started walking down the hall.
You know when you stand up and blood rushes to your head,
yeah,
and there's like little clouds, circle clouds around your eyes, but normally it goes away. The circle of color kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and I'm walking down this long hallway. Eventually I can't see. I cannot fucking see. I'm still conscious, but I'm blind. And at this point, this has never happened to me. So I leaned against this wall, and I had enough strength in my body to muster one final word. And I'm leaning against this wall, and I go,
I ran over. He was like leaning against the wall. He was like, I don't know, man. I don't feel good. Flat Earth, like, just started like saying things. And he was just so fucked up. I think like just all of it, like the elevation, like lack of sleep, like all the stress of like making the film, like everything. We made it around the corner from the bar. And literally as soon as we got around the corner, he just face dived into the ground, like flat on the fucking ground.
For the first time in my life.
It like was out. And so I picked him up.
I passed
picked
out.
his big ass up, pulled him into the elevator, and we were on the way back down. Like the door opened, some guy tried to wheel a cart in, and he's like, I'll just get the next one. I like dragged him all the way down to your room, like dragged you all the way down to your room.
This shit took a toll on me, is what we're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I have never passed out in my life. The flat earthers made me go unconscious and headbutt the floor.
It was just like so much. It's like anytime like you're like trying your brain like that and like expanding it and like
I wouldn't say expanding it. I wouldn't
or
say
like
the
making
opposite.
it smaller.
I would
whatever,
say
yeah.
decreasing the size. I don't hate the people. I hate the movement. It's almost even dumb to talk about it. Like NASA astronauts will not give this conversation the time of day.
Of
Neil
course not.
deGrasse Tyson, he hates it. There's no point talking about it.
Well, there's also that theory called Occam's razor, which is the simplest explanation tends to be the right one. The flat earthers will use that in their defense, and they'll be like, if they brought proof of any of the stuff that they claim to know, like I feel like there's been enough proof to show that the fucking earth is round.
Do you still talk to the Australian girl that was in the movie? She seems really nice. Case Boone, she's a good friend of ours. And how did you find the girl who was also willing to pretend to ruin her reputation for the joke? She trusted me. I told her, and like, you know, sometimes when people trust me, you get fucked. In this scenario, it worked out pretty well. She was good too.
She was really
She's
good.
never acted before.
The majority of times it was you believed it too much. You
Yeah.
were like, I need you to actually tone it down because
Yeah.
no one's gonna believe it at the end.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Hearing Robbie describe our storyline after the fact, golden.
But really, it was part of the storyline. He was literally coming out as a flat earther in his character because he loved this Australian girl, right?
That's another question we got. Were you nervous to speak in front of the Flat Earth Society? They aren't the Flat Earth Society. That's
There's a difference.
like it's just so dumb explaining. I was a little nervous, and not because of the public speaking aspect. I actually love public speaking. I love being on stage. I was nervous because that was the culmination of the entire 5-page script. That was the big moment, and I had one chance to not fuck it up. And not to mention, not only do I not think the earth is flat, I'm adamantly against this movement. So 500 eyes on me, people who like live and die by this belief. I couldn't fuck up. And I knew I had to nail it. So yeah, I was nervous.
What about the human-sized penguin? You guys ever...
Oh my
someone
God,
did
the
ask
human-sized
about that.
penguin.
Yeah.
We implanted the human-sized penguin in a lot of spots in this movie.
Somebody asked like what the relevance was
Yeah.
of it.
There's
Absolutely none whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't know
There's
what. I don't
nothing.
remember what it was that got you so hung up on.
Because I was just hyped, bro.
Yeah, I think that was when I really started to realize like how good this project was. I noticed all the through lines.
Through lines, yeah.
Between that, Applebee's, like, with so many different like callbacks to Applebee's.
Oh, this was actually funny. You'll notice on this script, some things are in blue. That's because this project was alive. It morphed and adapted
So much.
based on what
Yeah.
happened at the conference. We shot most of the stuff, all of the stuff surrounding it after the conference because we had to know what went down. For example, the very first time the human-sized penguin was mentioned was in my interview with Robbie, just randomly said it off the top of my head. In the ancient, like Jurassic times, there were penguins the size of humans.
Absolutely.
I was like, yo, I like that. Let's fucking implant this in every scene. So it's in the scene in the woods. There's a human-sized penguin head in the background of the classroom scene, in the music video.
The easiest way to put it about this project was it just felt like what happens when a group of people all start cooking on the same wavelength. All of us were just so dialed in to always be thinking about like what the next like big thing could be.
We had prep. The whole team, there was like 7 of us.
Yeah.
And we said, yo, do not break character.
Ever.
Do not show these people that we are not flat
Don't
earthers.
talk
like,
too loud. Don't say anything. Like
everything.
don't we were so serious about not fucking up. We were like, yo, if you drop the ball and you're the one that fucks us up, do you have any idea how mad we're gonna fucking be at you, yo?
Almost got caught. The one day, I think it was a publication called The Daily Beast.
Oh yeah, that girl.
This girl came and she interviewed me, and she's with her little camera phone, and she was asking me if I thought the earth was flat, and I wasn't sure whether or not to come out on the media yet as believing it. And so like
You like halfwayed it.
I halfwayed it, and
trolled
then-
like crazy. You're like, the earth is flat because our feet are flat.
and you
and, like,
could see the curve, just
Yeah.
look at, and then
she was just like, this dude is such a fucking moron. You know, she's just
the ending of that was tragic. I was like, yo, the earth is flat, obviously. And she's like, do you have any numbers for that? And Mike goes,
Are there any numbers in there or?
2.
2.
2.
Yeah,
Sick.
it's more just 1 and 1 when you combine them.
Yeah.
I broke. Because that's what I hear.
Yeah.
When the flat earthers talk, that's what I hear them saying for
Just
their
not- it's
explanation.
just- that was like the first piece of press that came out because like I think a lot of people like asked us about like the marketing for it as well.
The idea was to use the haters in the media, give them a little piece of something to snack on,
Yeah.
some Logan Paul hate to snack on, promote our film for us, and then make them eat their words when it came out.
And they did.
By the
It
grace
worked.
of
It
God.
worked,
Yeah.
We also did a little bit on our end. You know, we talked about it on the podcast, pretty much every podcast we asked every guest.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part, it was basically just seed the story and like let people run with it. The day it went live, we had fucking KSI tweeting about it, bro. Like
beautiful.
driving with a link, bro. With a link to his 6 million Twitter fans. And I was like, yo, this is when I knew, yo. Like,
Yeah, he said something like, did I really hit you that hard? Side note, no, I mean, I've said this before, you hit like a little bitch. How hard was it not to laugh on some of the scenes?
all the years I've ever watched Saturday Night Live and watched them struggle through scenes and like you see their like lips start to quiver and they're like starting to fall off. Like, I don't know how you did a lot of it because a lot of your stuff was with the flat earthers and me too, but I think you had more because you had the interviews with them. And so like when you asked Robbie about the human-sized penguin, like I don't know how you didn't break down. This shit here, I could break and it would be okay. Like if you started cracking up when you were asking Robbie that shit, he would have known.
Well, no, what happened was every time I would want to laugh, physically I was in pain. It was so hard. I tried to empathize with these people, but I just couldn't. How long did it take to shoot the scene where we were outside the restaurant?
So long.
Case
That
is
was
really
just-
rubbing off on me.
Every time you said that, everybody that watches this movie has like a different line that makes them fall out, dude. It makes them start cracking up. The Pete line, or whether it's like when you would say to the dude about masturbation and we like twist.
No.
But like, yo, literally the one thing I could not stop breaking on was you saying
Casey's really rubbing off on me.
every time you said it. That was another random improv. Yo, let's just have you start speaking Australian.
Yeah, that was
not in the script. You've only spent 2 days with her, and you now have an Australian accent.
Are you gonna do more documentaries in the future? Absolutely. We have ideas. They can't be like this one. Cat's out
I
of
mean,
the box.
Sasha obviously continues to troll
Yeah,
people.
Sacha
like,
Baron Cohen.
in uniform or whatever. But like more than anything, like the thing that this hit me on was just like it doesn't even feel like we're talking about documentaries. We're talking about filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? Like we sat down, we concepted, we came up with the storyline, we had a script, we acted in it, we took things to the next level.
For me, the success was achieved. I said I was gonna get this. I was gonna be happy if this got 5 million views, which is going to.
Yeah,
I also think this is gonna be a slow burn. This project, like in a year, I bet we'll check back. It'll be at like 10, 20 mil because it is a solid ass piece of content, and it was exciting and fun to make. So yeah, definitely want to do more. I don't want to say the ideas yet.
No,
'cause
definitely not.
But look, in conclusion, here's what you need to know. Pete was real, and he was a good. I'm still fucking trolling. I'm still in character. We don't think the Earth is flat.
That's the most important one, and that's the only true one out of the 3 you just said.
Well, actually, you know what? I said it in the doc. There's probably no Earth if you think about it.
Might as well not be.
Might as well not be.
But honestly, like with the amount of shit that I still get in my comments and DMs, I do not think that the Earth is flat. I can say that with 100% certainty. He had promised me I was gonna be able to break character sooner. He was like, "Yo, we go to the conference, you get out, and then literally you could go on the podcast, talk about how it was all fluke. We get back, he's like, all right, we got to film like 2 more months worth of content. I need you to hold character. And like people are attacking me. I'm getting fucked up by the media. Whoever, like people are coming on the podcast. I got to hold character.
But literally the whole, from the beginning of Impulsive. and
Mike was,
Flyers.
Yeah, just.
If you notice during the Impulsive scene, the wall of pictures is one picture on. Like
that's it.
This
it's
has
been
yeah.
going for so long, but I'm so happy to come back out right now and say that I'm not a fucking flat earther, bro.
One last thing. I don't want you guys to bully the flat earthers, and I mean that. Like, you don't have to agree with their movement. I guess make fun of it if you feel like, because it is, like, quite honestly fucking stupid. But don't bully the people.
And once again, to the flat earth people, to the flat earth community, to Robbie, get some proof for me, dude. Like, go show me something. Show us something. Go to Antarctica next. Don't have the 2019 conference. Take your whole group of people and go to Antarctica and find this ice shelf that you tell everyone exists, or find a way to show us that the moon is its own light. Give us something to chew on. Because as of right now, you've got absolutely nothing except for a group of people that everyone doesn't believe. Like I don't know how else to put it.
It's the blind leading the blind.
Really
he's not gonna go back. You know how much money he made off that conference? You know how much our tickets were? I think they were like $200 to $500. And there's 7 of us, bro. And the conference had like 1,000 people there. He's making a lot of money. It's a cult. So what I'm saying is, again, back to the bullying thing. Don't bully them. Let them go play in Fantasyland. Continue living your life, studying, staying at school,
or not.
and getting educated. But yeah, that's it. All right, we got some fun content. Again, Yellow Drop this Sunday. My birthday's coming up, April Fool's Day. Your boy's turning 24. This age thing ain't stopping, huh?
It's not going to, bro. Soon you're gonna be me, and I'm gonna be
you.
Me plus more.
And we got a fun Hawaii vlog coming out. I am gonna respond to the Jake Paul, Joe Weller thing.
And something tells me we're probably gonna be talking about Flat Earth more.
Robbie's going on
Dateline
NBC
to talk about this. Robbie Davidson's gonna go on national television with some sort of offensive against.
I want to give a message to Robbie. Hey, you listening, guy? Robbie, I fucking got you, bro. I don't know. I'm just kidding. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next vlog.